Today we're gonna do a flasher bracelet. I have the large on a 5x7 hoop. These usually go side to side because they would not fit this direction and actually stitch out. I went ahead and did the placement stitching here, and then I have my flasher vinyl, which is thinner than normal vinyl. Okay, I got this from Glitterbug Fairy. You can find her online. There's a link on my website. And just make sure you get a piece that's going to cover up your placement stitches, and throw it back on the machine and do your tack down stitch. Once your design is finished stitching out, I like to get a piece of felt to do on the back just because it's more, it's softer on the wrist. And then you're just going to lay this where it's over top of your band. Now at the end of your stitching, whether you're using a multi-needle or a single needle, you have two steps. So the first step, if you have a single needle machine and your flasher will not fit nicely up underneath your machine, then stop at that step and take your unhoop and go ahead and put your flasher in, and either stitch that up the rest of the way with your machine, your sewing machine, or glue, hot glue, whatever you want to do there. If you have a multi-needle machine, you can go ahead and use the final step, and I'm going to show you how to do that. My machine goes right over it just fine, and I like to have that professional finished look on my multi. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the machine and do that first stitching, and where it's going to leave the hole for me. It's one-handed. So I'm going to do a clear flasher with this one. I don't even unhoop my machine, and I have it on my regular 5x7 hoop that came with my machine. I don't have it on a fast frame or a mighty hoop. I have it on my regular machine, and I have it in between the two pieces. So it's in between here. And I just poke it through the hole. Sorry, I'm doing it one-handed. Okay, I got it through the hole, and I poke it as far up and sideways as I can get it up into the design, because after it stitches you can always move it back around, and then I lay it flat again. So this thing is way up here. It's not going to hit down here on the bottom of your hoop, so that's why I move it out of the way, and then I just lay my fleece or my felt kind of flat again, and then I'm going to go ahead and run that final stitch. Alright, so I took it off the hoop. It's stitched up here. I mean, as you can see, it lined up perfectly. It didn't bump the hoop or anything by moving this up, and it's still up there in that top corner, but when I'm done I'm going to mash it down and get it more center. And then on the back side, you know, it lined up good here too, and I'll just trim this up. So we're going to go ahead and cut around the outline of the bracelet, and you can also do this without a flasher. Like if you don't want a flasher in here and you just want to make bracelets, you can totally do that. Again, the vinyl, the thinner vinyl, the flasher vinyl, and the flashers are from Glitterbug Fairy. Alright, I've got them all cut out here, and with my flasher being way up here in the corner, I did have to move him down whenever I was going around the top part of the letters. So at this point, I mean, it's not going to come out, so you can just push it around in there wherever you want it to be, so that you can cut or, you know, center it or whatever whenever you're finished with it. So now our next step is going to be the snaps, and you just want to put one here and on this side using your press or your hand snap press. And this one that I made here is for the large, so it's either for like an older kid, teen, or adult size bracelet. So I'm going to go ahead and put the snaps on here. Alrighty, I got my snaps on there. There's no right or wrong way to put them on there other than the fact that you want one up and one down. I just personally prefer the socket part to be facing up just so it looks better when it's laid flat, and this part facing this way. So, and then you would twist it over. I get for using one hand. And snap. And then your washer bracelet. Let me put it on my son so you guys can see. Alrighty, so he's got on the bracelet. Shake it around. There we go. So it's lighting up. Now this is the larger size for him. He's 4. I would make him normally the smaller size bracelet, but I made this one for my daughter. And here it is flipped over. These are super cute to wear out. They love them. They're good for at night. You can see where they're going. And this one says bling bling. Do you love it?
Yeah.